Hello and welcome to another Rust Locker video. Today I've got a couple of nice, cheap and easy mods to do on the MX5. First thing I've got is I've had some stickers made up with a YouTube play button and Rust Locker. So I'll be advertising the channel, sticking those on the windscreen and the rear window. Secondly, I've got a tow strap to fit to the front and a tow hook to fit to the rear. So hopefully you're going to join me for this video where I get them done. Okay, so I've decided I'm going to mount the sticker to the exact central point of the windshield. I don't know if that's going to be easier or harder than it being in some other place, but with the aid of a measuring tape I'm going to get it as central as I can and then stick it down across the top windscreen. Right, so I've stuck the sticker roughly where I think it's going to go with a little bit of insulating tape. I haven't used masking tape because I've found that masking tape sometimes leaves a bit of residue when you pull it off. So I've used insulating tape. It's much easier to pull off and reapply as needed. So I've got it pretty much as central as I can. What I've done with the tape measure is work out from the edge of the R there on Rust Locker to the edge of the YouTube sign is exactly 30 centimeters. So at exactly 15 centimeters is pretty much where the edge line of the T is. Exactly in the middle of the windscreen is the mirror, so I've kind of lined up my central point of the sticker to the central point of the mirror sticker. Luckily on this car I've got a black strip around the top which is going to give me a good guide, I hope, to line it up. So what I've got to do is just double check to make sure that the centre point of the sticker is exactly in the centre point of the windscreen with the tape measure, and it is 41 centimeters from the edge to the edge of the T, and from the edge of the T to that edge is also exactly 41 centimeters. So I'm good to go. I'm going to start sticking the sticker down. Now I've already washed the windscreen with soap and water. I used dish soap and some water and made sure that it was completely clean and dry before I started. Now because the windscreen is slightly curved and the top of the sticker card is straight, I can't actually, or I don't think I'm going to be able to have the letters curve with the windscreen entirely. So I do have a slight gap on one side there between the black line and the top of the sticker card, but I also have exactly the same gap on the other side. So it's going to look straight from further back, but up close it's not going to follow the line of the black strip. But what it looks like from here is the most important thing, and I think that's going to look good. Okay, so you probably wouldn't have been able to hear me anyway, but basically I tried to get the top line without sticking any of the letters down correct first, and then try and push the whole stickers down as I went. Unfortunately I did get an air bubble here in the YouTube logo and a bit of an air bubble in the R there, but on the R I can tease it out with my finger, I think, maybe with a card, just gently push it. Out. Don't think I'm going to get that perfect, but you're not going to notice it. It's pretty much there. Okay, now I'm going to go over gently with my finger, make sure everything's sealed down to the window, and I'm going to leave that for about 3 hours before I wash it or drive anywhere or get it wet. Right, so next job is to fit the tow strap to the front and the tow hook to the rear. The tow hook to the rear is going to be a little bit more difficult than I first thought. Tow strap to the front, that should be easy. It's just going to bolt straight in to where the transit hooks or the baby teeth were at the front anyway, so that's what I'm going to tackle first, and then I'm going to have a go at the tow hook for the rear. As you can see, first thing, I've taken the wheel off, and I'm going to take off this splash guard, which will allow me to get to the bolt holes for where the baby teeth were. Okay, so just behind there you can see where the holes for the transit hooks used to be. I removed these in a previous video when I did the number plate. Link is up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bolt the tow strap back into there using one of the bolts that I took out and saved. Yeah man, happy with that. Okay, so the rear tow hook is a lot more difficult to fit. I'll show you what's what. Basically under here where the rear baby teeth are, I think the ideal place to mount it would be about there. I know you probably can't see very well under here. But essentially, so it will look like that. So what I need to do is line up these bolts there, drill through this, use this metal plate to bridge the gap slightly, and maybe even some washers in between to bolt it to this at the correct angle. Now I know I'm not doing a very good job of explaining it, and you can't see bugger all under there, but where I think I've lined it up, it should look something like that. So yeah, next thing is going to be to drill one hole in there for the top hole here and get that mounted, and that way that'll give me a little bit of adjustment and rigidity to then drill the second hole and bolt that in. As for the length of the bolts, I think we're going to be alright on that. Come with some hinge bolts and some washers as well, so I'm just going to drill a hole and see what happens. Okay, so as it stands, I've managed to, I think I'm going to manage to get one bolt in, and I could modify the metal plate slightly and probably get a second bolt in. But what I'd have to do for that, so I'm trying to juggle a torch as well as the camera, but as you can see where that hole is there, I'd have to extend that out so that the new hole would line up about there, but I think one bolt will be strong enough. The front one is only held on by one bolt, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to tighten this up using another set of washers and see how strong that is. Okay, so in order to get this bolt onto the other side of, in order to get this nut on the other side of the bolt, I somehow need to get this up into the gap here, which is kind of impossible because you can't get your fingers up it. So what I'm doing is I'm getting the spanner that fits the bolt, and because that's going to be loose in there, I've got myself a very tiny magnet which I'm going to stick on the inside of there, and then place the bolt in there, and that's going to hold the bolt tight so that I can put this up into that gap and then screw. I keep calling this a bolt, this is a nut. This is going to hold the nut tight. I can put this up into the gap and then screw the bolt in into this and then tighten it down. I do apologise, you can't see bugger all, I know, but I'm doing the best I can. I've managed to get this in. It was a bit of a nightmare. There's only one bolt holding it in, but as I said, the front toe strap's only got one bolt, and if that's going to work, then this should work. I definitely don't think that's going anywhere. It's as tight as I could get it anyway, and I think it looks sick. So these are the type of mods that I love to do. They're cheap, they're easy, you can get them done in the afternoon, they look good and they're functional. So I call that a day's work well done. Hopefully you're going to catch me on the next one. Make sure you like this video if you did like it, and leave me a comment down below if you've got any questions, and if you're new, don't forget to subscribe. See you later.